Hey guys, this is Shane and welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. And today, let's talk about what you do and what you need to do when you have problems with the post office, with your book shipping. You're shipping books, you did everything right, you found them, you listed them, you sold them for a great profit, you boxed them nice, you drop them off to the post office, and then it goes sideways. What do you need to do? So let's talk about that today. So first, thank you for the view. I look forward to your comments and subscribe. We'll keep doing this and see what happens. So, all right, let's jump right in. So, I love my post office. The post office I use all the time, Lynn and Jeff, it's a two-man show. They are incredible. They're fast, they're efficient, they're friendly. I wish everybody's post office was like my post office with Lynn and Jeff. Really good guys, know what they're doing, never have a problem with them. Media mail for book shippers. It is one of the biggest values on the planet. Think about if we had to ship our books, if we had to ship them and we had to pay like priority mail weight. It would be so expensive and prohibitive for the individual bookseller to make any profit at all, because nobody would want to buy our books. They'd be so expensive just from shipping, right? So media mail is a great value, love it. So, but personally in the last 6 months, I've had a lot of problems, probably more problems in the last 6 to 8 months with my postal shipping than I have the last 6 to 8 years. And it's convenient for everyone to just say it's COVID, and I don't want to minimize that. I know there's an impact there, but you know, it seems like there's a systemic problem going on. And you know, for example, I've had 2 packages that were completely lost. They were scanned at my local post office. One was scanned at Birmingham. All of our shipping goes down to Birmingham here in Alabama, unless it's a special package like any mixed mail goes to Birmingham. I think if it's all like if it was one big media crate, it would go to Memphis. But all this went to Birmingham. 2 packages sent at the same time. One was scanned at Birmingham. One was never scanned again. They never got there. I had another package that took 3 months to deliver. Slow delivery to some regions, like the Michigan Midwest, sometimes even on the East Coast, really slow shipping, which means, you know, my customers complain, where's my book, where's my package? And then, you know, I even had one that went from Birmingham to New Orleans to Memphis to Chicago. It was supposed to go outside of Chicago, and it bounced back and forth between Chicago and Memphis like 10 times, okay? On top of this, the postal system service, a lot of times, their tracking is very limited or delayed, it seems to me. So, in these cases, what can you do when your buyers complain to you as a seller for something that's outside of your hands in the whole process? What can you do to protect yourself and also you know, keep, if you're selling on eBay, you keep your rating high and you keep your buyers happy. So the number one thing you have to do, is upload your tracking information into eBay. Now, if you do postage through eBay, it's going to auto load that, send all the notices out, it's cool. But if you don't, if you've got another service that it's not linked, or if you're doing it manually, you know, if you absolutely have to put that tracking information in, because then if a package is one that it tracks, right? But then the biggest thing is if it gets delivered, and then if it gets accepted, if it says marked delivered, and somebody says it wasn't, you're protected. You're going to have that evidence that eBay will, you know, hopefully will, you know, side with you because it says it's delivered. Now, if you do not upload that tracking, one, it's going to hit your seller ratings, but 2, you're not going to have any proof, and it's long term. It's not going to, if something happens to that package, it's not going to come out in your favor. So number one thing, absolutely get your tracking information into the eBay system, okay? Number 2, you have to communicate nicely and friendly with your buyers. I explain, look, you can look, I shipped promptly. Look at when it was signed for at the post office, when it was dropped off. I shipped promptly. It's outside of my hands. They're having issues. Please be patient. Just give it time. Most of my buyers have been very reasonable. They know it's not my fault. They respond back, I know it's not your fault. Every once in a while you get somebody that's pretty high strung over it, but all you can say is it's on its way. Look at the tracking. It's getting closer. It's getting closer. Hopefully the tracking is updated. Just explain it. Please wait. Please be patient. It's not my fault. I've done everything I can. I will check on it if it gets hung, that sort of thing. So communicate. The third thing that I've started doing on expensive books, and for me this is definitely in that $75 to $80 range. I probably would even do it at $50, but I've had some high dollar books sell. I buy insurance, even if I haven't put it into the postage system. I had a couple of books that were like $100, $120, $150 books. I just said I'll take the hit for the $2.50, $2.80, $2.80. 280, that'd be bad. A couple $3 just for the peace of mind that the way the system is right now, I will buy the insurance out of my profits so that I don't have to worry about it. And that may be something that I do going forward on really expensive books, is either shipping them priority, which would be more expensive, but for a really expensive book it's okay, or just continuing on an expensive book to just buy the insurance but maybe put it into the listing and pass that on to the buyer as something that's just required for this book. And then the fourth thing I found, and this has been very useful, the post office, your local post office, my experience, when they look things up, they really kind of see the same information you see from the tracking sheets. But there is usually a consumer affairs number. For me, there's a 1-800 number that goes to my distribution center in Birmingham. I've talked to the people down there. It's usually two ladies that are working. And if there's a problem, what they can do is they can call the postmasters at the last known locations and at the end locations. And sometimes it can be a machine read problem, and it will flag that number and they'll pull it off and process it by hand. The one that I just mentioned that had went back and forth like several times, 8 or 10 times between Memphis and Chicago, just to get a suburb outside of Chicago. I called, and the lady at the Consumer Affairs office, she called the postmasters at Memphis and at Chicago. They pulled the package and it was delivered in the next 2 days, so that caught it. On the packages that were lost, I will say that I called the same thing. They called the receiving post office, the postmaster there. They looked, and I actually had both of those postmasters at the receiving locations call me and say they had tried. They would keep a lookout. They never found them, but they took the effort to call, and that meant a lot, at least that they're working on it. So that's my points. Stuff happens. We know it happens. The Postal Service media mail is a great value, and unfortunately in this time it seems like that more errors are happening than have in the past. So protect yourself, okay? The number one thing, remember, get your tracking number in. 2, when communicate with your buyers. Be nice, explain it. 9 out of 10 people are going to be okay. You'll get that 1 out of 10 or that 1 out of 100 that's a real jerk about it. But just, that you just state your case and be nice about it. Most people are going to understand. Consider insurance on really expensive books. And then that Consumer Affairs number, you can get that number from your local post office. The local post office they'll be able to tell you where to call for your regional consumer affairs, wherever they're, brokering everything out. So hopefully you're not having any problems like I've experienced in the last few months. But these are good pointers. Hope you'll find them helpful, and keep on selling. Good luck. Find good treasure and get it out there. So list it, sell it, ship it. All right. Have a good one. Bye.